Hello and welcome back to this pick a card reading. So today's reading is going to be, what message do you really need to hear right now? Okay, so if you are new to my channel, my name is Leanne Marie. I'm an intuitive card reader and spiritual mentor and healer, and I do these pick a card readings. I do moon messages, so messages from the moon cycles, the new moons and full moons, and I also do spiritual topics as well, like self-discovery topic videos now and again. So if you want to see more of my videos, you're welcome to subscribe, hit the bell button for future videos, and give it a like if you do like it at any point, if anything resonates with you, and feel free to comment. Okay, so let's just go through these. So we've got pile number 1, which is a Labradorite crystal. Let me just zone into that. I don't know if you can normally see the colours. Let me just give you a little, can you see? It's like sort of mermaidy colours there. So that's pile number 1. Pile number 2, we've got the Malachite, which is beautiful. That's actually from Glastonbury, that crystal. And then pile number 3, we've got the Opalite, which is beautiful as well. Okay, have a little look. I have just literally posted a video about picking piles and like picking cards when you watch readings. So I did mention that, to go with the one that you're drawn to, but what I will say is that if you do find that you're listening to it and it doesn't resonate, then what a good thing to do is actually go with the one that you are least drawn to, because this morning I found that that one was the one that I was resisting the most, and actually it was a message that I really needed to hear. So yeah, pay attention to that. Okay, you can go back and watch that video as well if you want to know a bit more about that. But so pick your pile and I will just get on with the reading. Hello and welcome back. So if you chose pile number 1, the Labradorite, still can't see all the colours, can you? But I showed you in the intro. So if you chose pile number 1, oh, there we go, beautiful. The Labradorite. I have 4 cards here for you. Your pile was actually the smallest pile, which is really unusual, but I'm hoping that it brings through like loads of messages through the actual cards that we have. So big things can come in small packages, so I just want to say, so you might have some bigger messages come through. Okay, so the first card we have is the Storyteller. Okay, what I'm actually first drawn to on this card is the blank pages. Okay, so, and I've actually got that song by Taylor Swift in my head, blank page, what is it? I've got a blank page, baby, I'll write your name. But that song was actually playing in my head as I was like pulling out the cards. I hadn't actually like proper taken this in at that point, so I saw it, I got a glimpse of it, but I hadn't actually paid attention to like the blank page. And then I kept hearing Taylor Swift and I was like, what is that? Why is that in my head? And now it makes sense. So there's a few things coming through for this, because it kind of goes with the next card along, which I'll show you in a second. So we've got that you're telling yourself loads of stories. Okay, now I'm also seeing Brené Brown. So for those who don't know Brené Brown, she's a famous researcher, but she researches like vulnerability and shame and courage, and she does a lot in the personal growth world. Amazing like author as well. She's written loads of books on this, and she did this video once where she shared one of her own personal stories in her family. And she shared a conversation that she had with her husband. She was making all these different stories up in her head about what was going on between her and her husband. I think they'd had some kind of argument or something over something, and they're both taking it completely different. Like they've both been thinking completely different about the situation in their heads, but they hadn't shared with each other what that was, and they were just getting more and more agitated, or kind of just making all these assumptions. And what she said was, she now uses this sentence, or that, you know, this conversation starter, I guess, with her husband, because and it really helps their relationship. So it might help some people watching this. And it's, you say to your partner or friend or, you know, family member or whatever, whoever you're having an issue with, you say, the story I am telling myself is about this situation, right? So you say, oh, I don't know, the story I'm telling myself is that you are not doing enough around the house because you don't care. You don't care about me. And it could be that your partner is not doing enough around the house because they're worried about something, or like they've had a really bad day at work but they're not talking about it. Or it could be that, I think she used a scenario of like her going into the sea with a bathing costume on or something, and she was telling herself that he didn't pay attention to her because of the way she looked, but it wasn't. It was that he was worried about oh my god, I'm so rubbish at relaying stories. He was worried about something in the sea, like I don't know if it's like his child, or that he was insecure about something. So like, yeah, the stories in your head may not necessarily be true, but you need to speak them out, okay? And it's like these blank pages is like, you're just there's like a blankness that people just don't see. If you're not expressing it, people just don't understand you. Like, they won't understand what's going on for you, and they'll probably assume things if you don't speak them out. So it's I'm kind of seeing like journal. So like, if you obviously like a pen and paper, you know, notepad and pen, but like it's sort of saying you need to communicate this somehow. So whether, you know, if you do find it hard to speak out, or if you find it hard to understand yourself what's going on for you, you might want to do some journaling around it. You might want to just be like, okay, what's going on for me? Like, why am I worrying about this? What is really going on? Because you might not even understand why you're thinking the way you're thinking. You know, so you can maybe say, you know, I keep thinking about this friend and what they're doing, and it keeps worrying me so much. Why am I worried so much about this? And just journal about it, and journal everything you can about it, and it will probably reveal to you what you're insecure about, or what you're worried about, or what you're fearful about, okay? And then you might want to be brave and actually speak up about that to your friend and say, look, I've been worried that you are ignoring me because you don't like me anymore. Like, you know, something like that. You could share it. And if you feel too scared to share it, just know that it will drag out, like, if you don't share it in some way. But you may also want to kind of help yourself, heal yourself through it. You may want to just talk yourself out of it and be like, right, I don't know this for definite. I don't know this 100%. So I'm either going to have a conversation with this person and find out and ask the questions rather than assuming, or I'm going to just say to myself that it may not be true, and then all these other possibilities could be true. So I'm not going to let it get to me. I'm not going to let the fear take over or the worry take over. All right. And it can apply to anything. It doesn't have to be like friendship, relationship. It could be anything that you're going through. But yeah, there's this like blankness that between you and another person that's kind of just not spoken about. Like, you know, that they don't know. All they can see is like this blankness between you, or blank face, or and nothing's coming out of it, because you're not showing enough, okay? You're not expressing enough. All right. The next card is a balancing act. Yeah, what was that? I was just thinking of the theme. It's a what message do you really need to hear? Okay. I forgot to say that at the start. It's what message do you really need to hear? Okay. So yeah, these are the messages you really need to hear. So yeah, the next card is balancing act. And what I was actually drawn to was the number 11 here. Now, number 11 for me is alignment, okay? It's normally like, when you see 11, it's about being in alignment, opening new doorways, new gateways. It could also be mirroring. So it could also be, okay, that's just come to me. I've never thought of that before. Like, because if you think about it, I know it's not 11, but they're showing me 11. So if you're seeing 11 quite a lot, it could be that you're just kind of you're in alignment, but it could also be that you are being mirrored by someone else. Okay, so 1111 is like obviously 11, and then 11 is like mirroring, isn't it? Okay, so if you are experiencing difficulties with someone else, or even if someone else is like, you've met someone and they're quite similar to you, they've got like you know, similar traits to you, good or bad, know that it's because they can sometimes mirror you back. Now do pay attention to that, okay? Because if they're mirroring negative things back to you, it's a way of showing you what you need to work on yourself, okay? What you need to pay attention to within yourself, okay? So if you're into personal growth or healing, or inner child work or anything like that, can really help with that. This person is here to help you with that, okay? Now, balancing act, to me, I'm seeing like a ship in a, like, sorry, I'm being like distracted here. So there's a ship on a bubble here, but I actually see it as like a ring, which is really weird. It's like a ring and then a ship on a ring. So I don't know if someone's like, if someone's got a ship on a ring, or if you need to travel to like see a partner, or maybe someone's going to travel and they'll have a ring. Ooh. Yeah, that's distracted me there. So maybe someone's getting distracted by all that lovey-dovey stuff, because there is actually, yeah, I can see like hearts here. So maybe like someone's being distracted by lovey-dovey stuff. And I do pay attention to that, because I am being drawn to that 11 here in the mirroring, okay? That feels like a separate message to maybe someone is, someone's chosen this pile, and I feel like they're being kind of like swept away by all the lovey-dovey stuff. I don't want to put a damper on it, because it might be absolutely brilliant. It might be amazing, but I do want you to just try not to get too wrapped up in the lovey-dovey stuff, and be aware that those mirrors can present things for you to really look at, okay? And you can make this work if you both grow together, okay? I just want to share that. So that feels like a separate message. Maybe someone needs to hear that. This is messages you really need to hear. And obviously there are many people watching this, so it may not resonate for everyone, but do take what does and leave what doesn't. Okay, so back to the balancing act. So I feel like the first messages that I received when I first saw this card was that you were juggling lots of different thoughts. Now this relates to that first card. So here you're telling yourself lots of different stories, okay? You're balancing lots of different thoughts, lots of different fears, limiting beliefs, like all these different things in your mind. And it is almost like so hard to carry, okay? It's driving you around the bend, it's taking you around in circles. I actually see, like when I say that, I see that ship kind of like go around in circles. But I feel like, yeah, it's really, oh, okay, this is interesting. I didn't see that before. Like she's holding someone's like hair, which is really weird. Okay, so if you look, she's holding that like this, like, I thought it was a string to start with, but it's like someone's hair. Whoever designed these cards is like got a very imaginative mind. I have no idea why she's holding hair. But it's like you're tied to something, okay? Because she's holding on to some, and because it's someone's hair, it almost says to me that it's someone that you're still attached to, okay? So, oh, okay, this could actually be, oh yes, that makes total sense. So I'm actually now seeing, I didn't see this before, I'm actually seeing all these hearts that have dropped here, okay? So there's lovey-doveyness. That feels like a new kind of relationship maybe. And then there's old stuff that's dropped, okay? And you're holding on, because this is like balancing, this new thing is balancing on this this bit of hair here. It feels like what she's holding here is the old person, like still holding on to the old person, or the old stories, okay? The old stories about an old person, so like a past person. So it could be like past relationship. This could even relate to friendships. If you've like fell out with a friend and you've made a new friend, maybe someone who lives abroad or you travel with, and like it could be someone in your circle, because I'm seeing that ring, obviously. And it could be that you're still holding on to this lost, it's something that was lost or something that was in the past. You're still holding on to that person. You're finding it hard to let go, because all of these like dropped hearts here. But yeah, you're finding it hard to let go. And that is why you're having so many negative thoughts, or so many thoughts and so many concerns going on in your head, and assumptions, definitely assumptions. So you might be treating this new person, not treating them, it's not the right word. You might be just, assuming things about them, or telling yourself stories, those stories, you know, the storyteller, telling yourself stories because of what's happened in the past, okay? Now, please know that this is nothing to do with this new person. Okay, please know that it's everything to do with the old relationship, what happened there, and it's only because you still haven't healed, or you still haven't learned the lessons, or grown, or shifted something, or cut cords, or let go of this previous person. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it takes a while, especially if you jump into a new relationship really quickly, or a new friendship really quickly. Sometimes people do that to get over the old one, but it doesn't work that way. Energetically, you have to give yourself time to heal, time to process, time to look at your side of the story, their side of the story, like really give yourself time to think about the lessons that you've learned, and give yourself time to grow from that as well, like to learn, so that you don't make the same mistakes in the next relationship. So so all these thoughts, all these things that you're juggling in your mind, unfortunately, it's because you haven't given yourself time to process or release anything to clear that mind, okay? So this is a message you really need to hear. Okay, the next card is loosen your grip. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Look, she's holding on to this old person. So loosen your grip. How perfect is that? Okay, you need to either let go or just loosen your thoughts about this, right? And the one way to do that is to literally, you can journal, like I say, you can journal, you can, write about it and put notes on your phone, or like whenever you feel things, like, or think things, write it down, and just think, oh, okay, I really need to process this. What's going on for me, okay? Or journal about it and process what's going on for you. Find out what is really going on underneath. Why does this keep coming up for me? Why am I struggling to let go? What do I need to look at in myself? And this isn't to say that you're the reason why this happened, isn't to say that you're to blame, but what it is giving you a chance to process your side of things, and your, like, to take responsibility for the part that you played, okay? And how you could have maybe have chosen differently, or thought differently, or acted differently, as well as the other person, because it does take two, okay? So that is a way of loosening the grip, because what you're doing is, if you're holding on to this other person, you're holding on to from resistance, okay? You're holding on because you don't want to let go. For one, two things, you can hold on because you don't want to let go, because you still love them, because you're still missing them, and everything like good about them. You may not even think bad about them, but actually, like, you need to really process the truth of it, like the reality of it. What was this person really like? Or how did I treat them? Or, like, were we actually right together? Were we compatible together? I know this has gone into a bit of a relationship thing, but you can take it like friendship wise as well, all right? And as I did say at the start, If this doesn't resonate, please choose another crystal that you maybe feel a bit resistant to, because that might be the one that you need to listen to. Or you can listen to all of them. I sometimes listen to all of them and it goes in a bit of a story. But yeah, so loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, so it could be someone who is using coping mechanisms, so that could be a habit that you have, you could be drinking all the time, you could be spending all the time, whatever habits you have to block out the way you're feeling, that's not helping. So loosen your grip on those. Addictions, yeah. And it does say let God in. Now this is where it goes on to the next card. So this is about kind of trusting in life, trusting universe, God, angels, whatever you believe in, okay, or higher power, or trusting in yourself, okay, because if you don't believe in anything, you could just literally trust in yourself that this is all going to unfold and open up something for you, and it's going to really benefit you, I feel. So the next card is Tiger. And it's really strange because normally I wouldn't put this message that comes underneath with this particular animal, but that's what it says. So divine timing. It says good things come to those who wait, right? So what I'm getting from that is timing, like trust the timing of things, and that cliche of time heals, you know. So actually you do need to give yourself time. And it's strange because I just say trust yourself, almost like so when you say divine timing, it's normally linked to like universe, God, higher source, all of that sort of stuff. But I actually felt like saying to you, trust yourself, didn't I? I said that at the end. And what that says to me is about you and your timing, and that you need to give yourself time to heal, to grow, to learn about yourself, in relationships and situations, to really pay attention to what's going on inside you, because that's what's going to transform this. That's what's going to actually, I feel like it's going to be so good for you. It's going to really transform this, either this relationship that you're in or next relationship, future things, like future friendships, relationships or situations, okay? But you do need to give yourself that time and that divine timing, that guided timing, okay? And this is guided, this reading. All right, so there was quite a lot of messages in that, and I'm so glad. It was nearly 20 minutes, so that's amazing. So I'm glad that so much came from that, only 4 cards. And as I said, big things come in small packages. So so let me know in the comments if this resonated. Give it a thumbs up and share, subscribe, all of those things. If you do want a personal reading, then have a look in the description box. My link will be there, or my email will be there. You can contact me for a personal reading. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, pile 1. Bye. Hello and welcome back. This is for those who have chosen pile number 2, the Malachite. Now you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and pile number 1 had 4 cards. So when I got more cards for this, I was like, oh well, that's kind of not fair on the other pile. But pile number 1 did actually get a lot more messages, to kind of, I'm hoping that will kind of balance it out. So they got more messages within those 4 cards. It doesn't really matter about the amount of cards, but I don't know why I'm sharing it with you, but there might be a message of you feeling like something's unfair, like if you've got more than someone else. So there we go, might be one message in there for you. Now this pile this pile is very connected, like spiritually connected, highly connected, okay, to spirit, to like spiritual things. So you might be really connected to spirit. You might be like into spiritual things. Like obviously you've come to this channel and you're watching a reading, so I'm guessing so. But it feels like you're much more connected. Like you might be going through like a later stage of your spiritual awakening, or Kundalini rising, for those who know kind of what that is. You might be sort of meditating a lot more, you might be connecting to spirit a lot more, bringing your spiritual gifts out more. So I did mention at the start of this, like in the intro, that if any of this doesn't resonate with you, then please do pick another pile and pick one that like you feel resistant to, because I feel like I really need to let people know that at the moment, that the things that you're feeling resistant to are the things that you really need to pay attention to or get the messages from. Okay, so the the message of these piles are, God, I can't get my words out today. The message of this reading is, what message do you really need to hear right now? Okay, so that's why I felt like saying to choose a pile that you, if you're not resonating at the moment, then go for another pile. Okay, anyway, I feel like I'm babbling, so are you babblers? Are you lot babblers? Because you're annoying me because I'm picking up your energy. I did not babble at all in that first reading, in the first pile, and now I'm like blah, 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 blah. So there might be someone here who does talk a lot, who does babble a lot. Love you, but yeah, please don't let me babble. Okay, right, let's get on with the reading. So we've got the first card is the Rose's Kiss. That's beautiful, isn't it? Do you know what? I absolutely love these roses. When you see those roses where they're all different multicolours, the dyed ones with the rainbow, I like buying them for myself sometimes because they're just so pretty. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's pretty, like straight away. But this actually did come up upside down. So what I'm getting from that is that you're kind of a bit closed off at the moment. I feel like, you know, when you see a rose, or I'm seeing like a peony, you know, when they're like in their tight balls, like at the start, and then they expand out. But I'm seeing like a tight budded rose or a tight ball of a peony flower. So you're in either the beginning budding stage of your spiritual awareness or spiritual awakening, or you're going through a hermit phase at the moment. So maybe you are going through a bit of an ascension, a bit of an upgrade in your spiritual awakening process, and you're kind of going through the hermit phase to go within to find out more so that you can shift and grow and evolve into a higher level on your spiritual journey. Okay, they're saying short and sharp, which is like, or they almost want me to like cut it short. That's really interesting, because I'm like, no, I want this reading to kind of go on. I want it to go on a bit longer, and they go, no, cut this short, like this one needs to be short. And I'm like, I don't feel, there's almost like a resistance, there's almost like a, I don't want, oh, this is interesting. So I'm not going to cut this short because I feel like this is the message. So are you in a stage where you're kind of closing up and you're hermiting at the moment? So you're going within, you're spending a lot of time by yourself, or you're not feeling like you want to interact like with the world, and that's absolutely fine. We all do that. We all go through those moments. Sometimes we have to go in first to then go out again. But what I'm feeling is you're quite resistant to something. So you're resistant, almost like resistant to the growth. And what I'm hearing is that actually sometimes you need to come out. You need to like start letting your petals grow. So it's almost like you're holding on to this as, oh, it's interesting is that they're saying like you're holding on to this, saying I need this, but actually what you do need is to start opening up. Okay, you need to start opening up, you need to start talking to people, and you need to start almost like spring, because it's spring at the moment, so you need to start like growing, and it's time for you to start unfolding and start sharing with other people, or start emerging out of that cocoon, out of that, you know, like start growing into that rose that you're meant to be. Okay, now it's time to come out of that hermit mode, but you might be holding on, going no, a little bit more time. But yeah, I don't know why they said cut short. I think that's kind of linked to that. It's like almost like you're trying to cut short something, or shortcut something. That might be why, like shortcut something. I don't know what that's got to do with that though, but hopefully you can kind of see the connection there. All right, I'm just gonna leave it there because it seems a bit of a strange message. Okay, the next card is Moonlight. Now it goes perfectly well because it's kind of like that full moon energy where you feel like you need to go within, right? I need to retreat. And if you see her, look, she's kind of like tucked, yeah, like she's like crossing her arms and almost like wanting to just hide and wanting to go within. And but what's essential for your growth as a person and to develop and to build like new skills and confidence is to actually start like opening up and start yeah, kind of like that same message in that first card is to I'm seeing the sun come up. It's almost like let the sun come up, because the moon can't stay there forever. Like you can't have like the moon out every hour of the day, but it's almost like you want that at the moment. You're like, no, I'm liking this. I'm liking staying in hermit mode. I'm liking spending time on my own. But actually you do need the sun to come up as well to shine the light on the parts of you that need to be seen. Okay, is what I'm hearing. So you can't stay in that moonlight, unfortunately. As much as you probably feel comfortable, you need to step out of your comfort zone and you need to start letting people see you. Okay, and actually, what you'll realize, I had this conversation with a friend the other day. When you spend so much time, and it might be that you're meditating a lot, or you're kind of hermiting because you think it's a really good thing for you for your spiritual development, or like doing lots of healing work and doing lots of shadow work, because obviously like moonlight, so shadow. Okay, so you might be doing a lot of that and thinking it's good for your growth and good for your spiritual development, but actually, yeah, I had a conversation about going into the world and actually testing like yourself with situations, with people, with life. Okay, testing yourself with life so that it starts to present to you situations that you may have been through before and showing you how much you've grown. Because I've had this happen to me before. So I'll give you an example. So I started my new job, and there's two examples actually. So the first example was like I got quite overwhelmed on the first day, like really badly. I had really bad anxiety, and it's because I'd been so long without outside of work, and I'd been through a lot in the last few months, and it really like knocked my confidence a bit. Although I've been doing a lot of meditation, like twice a day, been doing a lot of healing work, I've been doing a lot of hermit mode like this, right? This pile does really resonate with me. And because of that, I had actually shifted a hell of a lot within me. And the first day I had this like wobble, but actually, if I had gone, sorry, I don't know, I'm losing track of my words. Someone's like really, like their energy, like is affecting my communication. It's really weird. Yeah, if I had gone into that job, say 2-3 months before, I would have probably been a hell of a lot worse. Okay. And actually, about a week later, the same sort of thing happened to me again at work, which triggered that first overwhelm and that first lot of anxiety. The same thing happened again, but I wasn't as affected. And it's because I'd done another week of like meditation and another lot of healing. And you get to see how you responded the first time and how you respond now after your healing and your growth and your shifting and the lessons that you've learned and all of that. You get to see it. Like the universal life presents to you that same thing to show you how you respond this time after the healing. But you won't know that if you're constantly hermiting, if you're constantly hiding, and not stepping into life and not stepping out of your comfort zone and trying things and doing and just letting yourself be seen and letting yourself do things. Okay, you won't know how much you've grown unless you put yourself into those situations. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now, the next, I'm going to say 2 cards because they came out together and they're from the same pack. We've got Lost Lands. And that says, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Love that because it goes perfectly with what I've just said. And then Jump In. That goes perfectly with what I've just said. I love how these all follow on. Say yes to change. Okay, so yes, what are you worrying about? Okay, what are you actually, like, what are you resisting? What are you worrying about? Is there something you need to step into? Is there something you need to push yourself to do, to step out your comfort zone, to try new things, to try the same thing that you've done before, but you're too afraid because of what happened last time? Whatever it is, the cards are saying you've done this before, and what that means is your soul's probably done this before, and that is why you're being given this thought or this this idea or this particular person you need to meet, or this particular job or something like that. You're being given it because it's kind of like a way of life showing you again like how much you've evolved, and also giving you a chance to do it differently this time, okay, to show you you can do it. You've learned this lesson. That's why you're in this life, to give you lessons. If you believe in, you know, previous lives and past lives, then you have probably lived it before and you didn't learn the lesson then. So life will give it to you again for you to learn the lesson this time. Learn the lesson this time, or to prove that you can do it this time, or to do something different, okay? So this is saying jump in, okay? Just do it, and you'll realise that you can do it, or you'll just learn something that will help you to be able to do it. So then you'll build your confidence and you'll do it, okay? So it says adventure, say yes to change, and soul, memories and gifts. Yeah, you've done this before. So your soul's done this before. So trust it, okay? And then the next card we have is deep knowing, and it's upside down. So it's the unknown. Because it's upside down, it's like, normally it would be like, yeah, well, actually, that is right. It's almost like a deep knowing that you have within you because you have done this before, okay, in previous lives, if you believe that. I think, you know, a lot of people who would pick this pile probably do believe in all that sort of stuff. But if not, then don't worry. There's like a deep intuitive knowledge within you that knows that you can do this, okay? So just follow that. But yeah, because it's upside down, it's like, it's the unknown, and that's the fear that's coming in for you. It's like, that's what's stopping you. That's the block at the moment. It's like, it's the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen. I've got no idea what's going to happen, like where I'm going, what I'm doing. And it's, yeah, this fear and this anxiety coming up about that. But do trust yourself, trust your soul, trust your inner knowing. You know on some level. And the way that you know that is you actually feel quite calm, really. Your head might be going a bit like spinning and coming up with all these different things. But if you try and shut your mind off, pay attention to what's going on in your belly. If your belly feels calm, that is your intuition, that is your soul's knowing that you are in the right place at the right time, that you're doing the right thing, that you've chosen the right thing, and that you'll be fine, okay? So if that gives any reassurance, there you go. And then finally, your spirit animal is snake, which is the Kundalini rising. It says, channel your creative passion and sensuality. Welcome the transformation. I want to pay attention to that last sentence, welcome the transformation, because that is exactly what you're doing. You're ascending, you're evolving, you're growing, you are developing, you're doing everything, you're expanding, you're doing all of those things that you need to do to show the world that you have learned these lessons, and that you are, yeah, your soul is just doing what it came here to do. So trust it, okay? Yeah, channel your creative passion, and you have it all within you. You really have it all within you, okay? So shed those old skins as well, the skins that are telling you, like all the old limiting beliefs, all the fears, like all the things from the past. Shed all those versions of you that were scared before, that were anxious before, because they're all going, like literally with all the healing you're doing, with all the personal growth you're doing, that it's all going, it's all leaving. So as that sheds off you, new skin will be reborn, and new confidence, new skills, and you'll be surprised. Honestly, you'll be surprised. And do share with me whether that is true, okay? So if you do jump into this, if you do go for what you were going to go for, you do try what you're going to try, let me know. if this was correct. All right, so pop in the comments or feel free to message me. And yes, so that's your reading pile 2. I hope it resonates. Give it a like if it did. As I say, leave comments. Feel free to check out my description box for any links to booking private readings. And yeah, have a wonderful week, or whenever you watch the next video. Yeah, have a wonderful time, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Hello and welcome to those who've chosen pile number 3, the Opalite crystal. I don't know if you can hear that, probably not, but there's fireworks going on outside, and I've got no idea why there's fireworks going on, but I was like, great, just do it straight away when I start this reading. Anyway, we'll just carry on anyway. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah. Anyway, so how many times am I going to say anyway? Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, same as pile number 2. They had 6, and pile number 1 had 4. But what I was saying is that I was like, oh, well, that's kind of not fair for pile number 1 because I've got hardly any cards. But there was so many messages that came through from pile number 1. It probably was like the longest reading. So like what I'm getting here for pile number 2, the message was that it's quite unfair, and you're feeling like that it's not fair for other people, that you've got more. But your message is actually to not be, oh my god, it's just gone. Those fireworks are really distracting me. It's really annoying. Yeah, it's not what it seems is your message. Okay, so it's not what it seems. So you don't like pay attention to the volume of things, or like it's not about like quantity, it's about quality or something like that. There's messages coming through, something about that. All right, so your first card we have is Uncharted Sea. I'm hearing you're in a little bit of a pickle. I don't know why they've just given me that, but I was like, you're in a little bit of a pickle at the moment. And I'm seeing, so like there's someone obviously on a boat in the sea. The fireworks are annoying me. Can you hear that? Like, it's not even fireworks, mate. What's going on? It's probably someone's birthday or something, isn't it? Yeah, someone's in the sea, and what I'm being really distracted. I'm sorry. Let me just, do you know what? I get like this. I'm so sorry. I'm just going off on a tangent here. I get like this, like I can't concentrate if there's like other noises going on with readings. I really need to practice that. Anyway, let's get back to your reading. Right, so ship on the sea. Let's stop now. Good. Now I'm being distracted with messages. What is going on? Stop it. What's going on, pile number 3? Are you being distracted by loads of things? Are you like not paying attention? Because that might be like what's happening. It's like, pay attention. Right, I'm going to focus. Now that might be your message. Focus on this reading, because there's going to be messages you really, really need to hear, and I'm just going to literally get on anyway. Those are getting louder. Can you hear that? They're getting louder. Oh my god. What the hell? Right. Just gonna get on. So I'm so sorry. Anyway. So, boat, sea. Now the dog's barking. This is crazy. Crazy. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm still gonna continue because yeah, this is just mental. So whoever you are, you're probably being distracted, you're not focusing, and you're not paying attention. I'm going to get on anyway. Right, so boat, sea, and what I can see is that this boat is actually like a shipwreck, right? So like I said, you're in a bit of a pickle. I feel like you're in a bit of a shipwreck at the moment, that your boat has actually started to crumble. I'm seeing like a crumbling boat. Your boat has actually started to crumble whilst you're in the sea. So it's almost like you thought you were like sailing on this calm sea, this calm waters, like everything was going fine. You were looking forward to your trip. I feel like you're on your own. You know, you're peaceful, you're calm, everything's going fine, everything's going swimmingly in the sea. You're on your journey, and then suddenly it's almost like I see your boat just starts to crumble, and you're like, oh my God. And it's almost like you're panicking and you're trying to build your boat as you go. Right? It could be that you've got so much going on in your head at the moment, so many things are going wrong. That's why you're being distracted by things. You're not focusing. There we go. You're letting other things get in your way. So like this reading, you were letting, like me, letting other things take your attention away. But you need to focus on the task at hand, okay? You really need to focus on your priority, which is you and your boat, okay? You and your vehicle that is getting you to the destination or taking you on this journey, like taking you through life or getting you to the destination. I don't even feel like you're trying to get to a certain destination. I feel like you're just trying to live this life as calmly and as safely and as like you're just trying to relax through life, and you're trying to have a nice life, yet these things keep coming up for you and you're finding yourself being pulled in different directions. And see, I love how this is now like all falling and all flowing and the fireworks are stopped. So yeah, I feel like you are just being so distracted by everything, and you've been pulled and and you don't know what to do. You're like panicking, you're now like, oh my God, I've now got to build this boat as it's like in the sea, like how do I do this? Panic stations, like I have no idea, and I don't have anyone to help me. It's almost like that you've got no one around because you're on your own. You're like, I don't have anyone to help me, I've got to do this all by myself. I don't really know what to do. What do I do? You're really panicking. Fireworks are going off again. And all you wanted to do was just create this new life, because I've seen like there's a stalk, okay, stalk at the front, and stalks represent new life, okay? So you just wanted to create this new life yourself. You wanted it to be anchored, you know, you wanted it to just be this calm, lovely journey, but it's not worked out that way. All right, my God, we've got there in the end. They're still going on, but I'm still going to go on as well. Okay, next card we have is Field of Dreams. Now, if you notice the eggs on here, eggs represent new life as well, rebirth. And it's almost like you've hatched your egg, you started your new life in a way. And yeah, it's like you were in this dream world. So like Field of Dreams, if you think about the film Field of Dreams, oh my God, that's really interesting. So the film Field of Dreams, if you've ever seen it, if you haven't, don't worry, but they have this quote in the film that says, if you build it, they will come. And it's about this like baseball field and building this baseball field and you know, then trying to bring these like players onto this field. I don't know, it was like spiritual realm or something, but yeah, one of the quotes was, if you build it, they will come. Now, what I'm getting from that is that you're trying to build this boat as you go along, but it's seeming quite difficult for you. And you had this dream of like all of these beautiful things in your life, and this, I don't know, maybe because there's a few people here, maybe this beautiful family, like this beautiful scenery, like beautiful surroundings, like whether it's a beautiful home, beautiful job, like wherever it is, you just had all of these beautiful things in your mind. And I keep saying the word beautiful, I don't know why. Beautiful. Maybe you just thought like your life was beautiful, or was going to be beautiful, but actually there's dark clouds that have come along, okay? And you're like, well, I didn't see this come in, or I really didn't think that this was going to be the case. I'm also being drawn to the grass, and I'm actually seeing the grass is like start to overgrow. And it's like, I can't, like there's something that's, I don't know, something about growth. Like if the grass keeps growing, it's almost like you're being, oh, what is that about? I keep seeing like this grass like overgrowing, and it's, yeah, like all the weeds and everything, and then you're having to pull out all the weeds. So like you can see this beautiful garden, and it's like or I visualized this beautiful garden, but actually there's loads of weeds in it, and I didn't realize all those weeds were there. And what those weeds are is actually all the weeds within you. Okay, so they are things that you haven't tended to, right? So those weeds were actually probably growing inside you anyway. They were always there, but you hadn't tended to those before. Okay, so now they're just like overgrown, they're like completely like in the way. Those dark clouds were like always there, like always probably within your mind or within you, so they were always there. And anything that we have within us is reflected on the outside, and unless you look at those things and process those things and heal those things and pay attention to those things, which is why I said to you, focus and pay attention, unless you look at those things, they are going to reflect on the outside. Okay, they're going to show in your life, they're going to show in your situation, your relationships, your home life, your work life. They're going to show up because it's a mirror to what's going on inside of you. All right. Oh God, that, honestly, I'm still with that first part of the video. I actually, like, for a second was going to stop the video and be like, I don't want to do this, but that might be your energy. It's like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to listen to this. But actually, hopefully you stuck with me, because there are some messages that you really need to hear in this, okay? Which is the whole point of the piles here. The video is what messages do you really need to hear? Okay. The next two cards are from the same deck. I'll see whether they're sort of the same message in one or whether I can do this separately. But we've got I Remember. And if you see, like, she's like got her head like right down. And what I actually saw with this is that it's almost like, it's really weird because I'm getting like baseball things here. I don't know why, but I'm getting like the Field of Dreams of the baseball. And I actually saw a baseball bat like hit her. That sounds a bit like, I just looked at the clock at 11:11. I know it sounds a bit like, oh my God, like a bit bad, but it was someone hitting someone over the head with a baseball bat. I'm hoping that's not happened to you, but it's almost like that's the feeling. You feel like you've been hit over the head by a baseball bat. Like there's something that's really gone wrong, or like you've been like, I don't know, maybe you're beating yourself up. There might be like a metaphor for that, like you're really beating yourself up over something that's happened, or like someone's really beaten you, like they've really like hit you hard, or the situation's really hit you hard. There's something about that, because they're showing me a baseball bat like hitting her on the back, like she's been like really knocked. Okay, so that's probably like where you're at the moment. It says the soul plan, the fated life versus destiny life. Now, I hate to say it, but this is what has been fated for you. Okay, it's what's been destined for you. You have had to go through this because you haven't learned the lessons yet. Okay, now it could be that in previous relationships, or even in previous like lifetimes even, I mentioned this in pile 2, like if you believe in previous lives, then there's certain lessons in this lifetime that you're going to have to go through which aren't very nice, but because your previous life you didn't learn that lesson. If it's something that's coming up for you that has come up in previous relationships, it's because you haven't learned that lesson. You haven't done the work on yourself, or you haven't looked at yourself, or you haven't you're still doing the same things as you've done before, and that's why you're going through this. Because have you noticed the common denominator? I know this sounds really bad, it sounds really horrible for me to say, but have you noticed the common denominator in this is you? If you're having the same thing happen over and over and over again, it's not that you're choosing the same partners, and it's not about blaming, it's not the other person. It's a mirror. And I looked at the clock at 11:11, didn't I? And I was saying pile number 2, number 11 twice is mirrors. Okay, so if you do see number 11:11 quite a lot, or you do have it come up in your readings, it's because something's mirroring something to you. And a mirror is a reflection of you, isn't it? So anything that's happening to you with somebody else, that keeps happening to you, it's because that mirror is like, look at me in the mirror. What are you doing, or what are you not doing that you need to do? Okay, I feel like you're getting a real big telling off. Telling off from the universe. Okay, the next card is Earth Pulsing. Pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Yes. So it's time for you to slow down. I feel like from that first card, your life was chaotic. This beginning of this reading was chaotic. Oh my God, I feel like just shouting at you. Can you hear my passion coming through? It's like you're really being told off. It's almost like someone in your life has told you this before and you just haven't listened. And I feel like that person. I feel like I'm going, I've told you this before, you're not listening. Slow down, or like be present, or pay attention, or look at yourself, or I don't know, like someone said it. Like you've probably got like a really honest friend, or even like a previous partner who's told you it before but you've just not listened, and then the same thing's happened again. It's almost like you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. But yeah, that first card was very chaotic, like all of the fireworks, and it was like, oh, just shut up. Like there's so much noise going on in your head, there's so much going on in your life is very chaotic and very dramatic, and it's like you need to just slow down. You need to stop doing everything at high speed, stop trying to rush things, stop trying to be busy all the time. I know some people do that, like to distract themselves from the way they're feeling. They'll try and keep themselves busy, but actually it's really not healthy. And it can only cause more and more stress and more chaos in your life. Okay, so they're telling you to really slow down. They're telling you to be with yourself more on that ship, right? You might think, I need people around me to help me build. I need people around me in my life. I need to be social. I need to have all these people around me. I need to have all these friends or whatever. You don't. You need more time on your own. I honestly feel like I'm shouting it. Like I feel like I'm telling someone off, and it's like spirits doing that. But it's saying, no, you need to get to know yourself on your own. Right, so strong message there, really getting telling off. Oh, look at this next card, here and now. Being more present with what's really going on, like what's really going on in your life. Stop trying to run away from things. This is something that's actually come up for me recently. There's been many times that I've noticed in my previous relationships that I need to stop, and that's to stop trying to run away from things, stop trying to hide, okay, and be open and be honest and just speak your truth. Even if you don't know what the hell's going on for you, just literally be present with the other person and say, I don't know what's going on for me. Stop running away, stop hiding, okay? Sometimes, yeah, we need our space, but like I do sometimes, but actually a lot of the time I realized I was hiding from feelings that I didn't really understand, or feelings that I didn't really know were going on for me, that really needed to be looked at and shared. Yeah, and just really need to be honest with other people and be honest with myself. So it's about being present with your feelings, being present with your thoughts, being present with other people, really showing up and being honest and truthful. If you've done bad things, be honest and truthful. If you're worrying about so much stuff, speak it out, share it. Like share it with yourself, like write about it, journal about it, like go to a therapist, like whatever you need to do, just you need to get it out. It needs to come out of you because it's stuck within you, like those dark clouds, like those that grass, the weeds. Okay, you need to pull them out. It's time to pull them out. It's time to clear those clouds, right? But it starts with you in the here and now, okay? Because at the moment, you've got those doors closed to your new life, and those doors are not going to open. I feel like, look, you've tried to open the doors, but there's still a barrier. There's still barriers behind. You're not going to be able to get past those barriers. You're not going to be able to change anything in your life unless you find a way to drop those barriers and open up, be honest. I'm seeing a confession thing in like a church, strangely. Seeing someone walk into confession. So maybe it's like you feel like you need to confess something. You need to like forgive yourself for something, or ask for forgiveness or something. But yeah, there's something going on about that. So yes, you probably do. That it will probably open up something within you, and don't feel, God, it feels quite heavy. It feels quite heavy. Don't feel bad about that, but you need to set yourself free. Okay, I feel quite emotional with this actually. Yeah, you need to set yourself free because it's stopping you. Sorry, I'm feeling someone's emotions there. It's stopping you from moving forward and actually having the new life that you want to build. Okay, so I feel for you if you're going through this. Yeah, I've gone through it myself, so do totally understand. But it's time for you to look at that and be honest with yourself, because you're not helping yourself. Okay. And the last and final card is Bat is your spirit animal. Bats come out in the darkness, don't they? And the message is listen up. You are working through deep soul patterns. Release any outdated beliefs that surface. So yes, it's time to release. It's time to release all the darkness and bring out the light, okay? The light and the moon there, and release any deep soul patterns. So old past stuff, anything from your past, whether it's a past in this life, previous lives, it's time to release those. It's time to learn those patterns. I did actually do another pick a card, which was, I think it's the last pick a card. So if you want to go more into this, it was, what pattern do you need to release? You'll see it's these cards here. So if you have a look at that last pick a card, go to that one, because there might be like an extension from this reading. Yeah, because it does say about patterns here. Okay, so you might want to go and listen to that one. But yeah, it's time to release. It's time, and it feels really important that you've picked this pile. It feels like if you don't do it now, things are just not going to change. Okay, so I'm sending you all my love. Let me know if that resonates. It's a really deep message there. Got me emotional. I'm glad the fireworks have stopped. And yeah, please do. You can send me a private message if you don't want people to see the message. You can comment, give it a like, share, tag people in it you think might need to hear it. If you want to book a private reading, all the links are in the description box. And I will love you and leave you and see you on the next video. Bye.